Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday, February 15th. I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to make sure I am on live everywhere. If you're here, please say hello. I'd love to chat with you. It's kind of a dreary day here in Kansas City, and probably all my Kansas City folks are downtown for the Chiefs Super Bowl parade. Crowds are not my thing, so I was not interested in that at all. But I know a lot of the schools, probably most of the schools here in town, were off. They're calling it a red snow day to celebrate. So that was kind of nice that the school districts did that. My son's a teacher and a coach at the high school here in town somewhere, and he's off, and then my grandkiddos are off, so I don't know that they went to the parade, but I'll find out. I know the last time the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, I think my son did go to the parade. So I hope you all had a good Valentine's Day. If you didn't do anything fancy schmancy, no worries. I just hope you treated yourself well and did some self-care or did something fun and enjoyable that was a treat for you. Today we're going to make a fun fold card. I'm going to turn, I've got to plug my camera in. Where is my cord? Oh, hold on. Hi, Carol. Hi, Carol. I hope you're doing good. I thought I had everything connected. I let my dogs out right before I went live today, and one of them, had some business to do, and she took forever. And then I put them up in their room, or kennel. I call it their room. And there we go. You got a sneak peek of the card. And then I left my glasses up there. So then I had to turn around and go back upstairs and get my glasses. So I was a little late starting, and I thought I had everything set up, but not quite. So let's turn the camera around. We're a little crooked. There we go. That's okay. I think that'll work. This is the little pocket card we're going to make. I got an email this morning with this idea, and I thought it would be fun using the new upcoming Irresistible Blooms bundle. This is going to be available to customers starting March 1st, along with other online exclusives. And I made everything with the suite, the Hello Irresistible suite. So I'm using the stamp and die bundle for this card, and we're going to use a stamp resist, I think that's what it's called, technique on this card. And these are the papers. Gosh, I hated cutting into this paper. Do you have papers like that they're just beautiful? The dies actually will cut out these flowers as well. Love it when they do that. I didn't check, but I bet they'll cut out those leaves as well. These leaves. So that's always fun. So I used 2 prints in our card today. I went ahead and cut it ahead of time, but I used this print, and then I used, let me pull the other print that I used, because I want to show you the cutting so you can use your paper more frugally. Is that a word? Because if you cut it a certain way, you don't waste so much paper. Where is that other print I used? Here it is. So for my card, I used these 2 prints. I'm in love with this one. It almost killed me to cut into it, but we got to cut our paper, folks, right, to create our cards. So when you open the card, you see how it tucks into the corner tuck? I couldn't even stamp. I was going to put a little sentiment tag over it, but I thought, you know what, I cannot cover that up. So I did my little thank you over here, and then there's room to write a little note or my signature for that. So to show off that pretty paper. So to start off with this, you're going to need a piece of 4 1/4 by 8. And I'm going to show you something. So this is half of an 8.5 by 11 inch. I was re-inking ink pads, so please ignore my my fingers. This is half of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of thick basic white. I'm going to grab this so you can kind of see better. So I cut it in half at 4 1/4. And then I took that piece and cut it at 8 inches, and then you've got this little 3-inch piece left, and that's what we're going to use for this. So you don't waste any of that paper. So I thought that design was pretty amazing. And I forgot to get the gal's name that I am casing this fold from. Okay, we do need to create a score line. Let me see. I think the score line is at 2.5, and I am correct. So we're going to take that 8-inch by 4 1/4 inch piece of paper, and on the long side, score it at 2.5. I'm using the scoring blade on my Stampin' Trimmer, paper trimmer. So there's the front of the card. And then after we add our designer series paper, this little leftover from that 11-inch piece of paper will go right there. So see how simple that is? All right, now to cut this paper, I've already done it because I didn't want to goof up on camera, as I am prone to do. Let's see, I forgot to put my little face down there. How are ya? Okay, so I cut this one at 5 by 3 3/4. And when you do that, I'm going to show you on here. I wanted all of this, so I did the 3 3/4. Cut it. You're going to end up with this strip. And that is the strip. I used that leftover for this part. So I didn't waste this paper, you know, I'm kind of using the whole sheet. And then when I cut, well, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, so I'm going to put this on the inside of the card. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal. I just want to center it on there. That's pretty good. Now, you're going to have a square left over after you do all that. Here's the square that's going to be left over after you cut your 5 by 3 3/4, and then you're going to cut your 2 inches by, what did I say? I'll just pull it out. 2 inches by 3 3/4, you're going to have a square left. Somehow in all of that cutting, you're going to have a square left. So when you're cutting, pay attention to that part, because you're going to end up with a square, and you want to cut that at a diagonal in half to create a triangle. And I have the triangle left from this one, this 2-inch square, that I'm going to use so I can save that other square for later. And you just want to put a little string of glue along the edges, but just the two sides. You don't want to put any glue here because that's where we're going to tuck our front in. And I'm using multi-purpose liquid glue just so I can get a tiny little stream of glue. And it will also help me kind of slide it in place. So now we have this little pocket here that eventually we're going to tuck this in. Isn't that cute? So it kind of holds it closed. So now we're going to put that 2" by 3 3/4 inch piece of Designer Series paper on this front flap. Hi, Kat! You're watching the Super Bowl celebration at the same time? God bless you. I just, yeah, I figured nobody from Kansas City would be on today. Hi, Kathy. I figured everybody'd be watching the parade, but this is my time, so I came on. I figured if you wanted to, you could watch the replay. Is it fun? Is the parade going well? Is it wild and crazy like the last one? At least it's not as cold as the last one. Did anybody ride a horse to the parade? Remember last time we had the Super Bowl parade and that guy rode a horse? Oh, gosh. I think there was a guy that climbed a tree and then fell out and his pants fell off when the police were trying to get him. All right. This little piece I cut from here. And I cut it down here, and then I still had some left over at the top to make another card. So this is the top of this, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to tell you how to save your paper. And before we glue this little flap down, you want to make sure it's going to tuck into the little pocket there in the corner. You kind of want it centered right on the card like that. So I'm going to put a little bit of, whoops, Stamp and Seal over there. But before I glue it down, I'm going to just kind of eyeball it and make sure it's kind of in the center. And then this top corner is up in that pocket. So this is basically the fold, the fancy fold, corner, what did I call it? A corner pocket card. And then you can decorate it any way you want. And so I thought I would show you, I've done this before, it's been a long while, how to do the Emboss Resist. So I am going to take just some basic white. It kind of makes your flowers look, I don't know, little watercolory, if that's a word. Thank you. This was so fun to make. I'm going to need my inks. Well, first we're going to use our Versamark ink. And then my colored inks. And I'm using our aqua painters. There's 3 in a pack of the aqua painters. These are great for this technique, but also I've seen people use watercolor, you know, pots and watercolor with them. So they're very versatile and they're artist quality. But I'm going to use this one with just the paint, the tiny paint tint, but you fill your water in there, and I'll show you how we're going to watercolor with them here in a minute. But first we need to stamp our flowers and leaves. I'm using Versamark ink, and I'm going to do the large flower and the small flower. And I'm going to go ahead and pour my powder on this one. I don't think the Versamark would dry, but I always get nervous about it. And I'm just using white, so it'll be hard for the camera to see. It's hard for me to see. But I'm just going to pour it on top of here and then shake off the excess. Woo! I didn't need to do that. Okay, I think I got all of it. Give it a couple little flicks. Set that aside. We're going to use that in a minute for our, and then I got some edges here, so I'm going to use this little brush thing just to get the edges off. So that one's ready to heat in just a second. Now let's do our leaves. I'm going to take the Versamark. I think I'm heavy-handed with these red rubber stamps. And I have a pad underneath. And I think that's why I'm getting the edges when I stamp, because I'm pressing hard. What happened to these Twizzles? Hi, Sherry. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, sometimes there is a delay, and I don't know if it's on my end or I don't know. We are making this card, and we're doing the emboss resist technique right now, where I have stamped with the Versamark ink, and you probably can't see it because I poured white Stamp and Emboss powder over the image. And now I'm going to heat it up. So I'm sorry for the noise. This is called heat embossing. And the Versamark ink is kind of like a glue. It's kind of sticky, and then that powder sticks to it. And then when you heat it up, it kind of melts. And I don't know if you can see there, maybe. It gets all shiny when it's all heated up. Now you're going to be able to see it better once we add ink to it. But this would be pretty with these stamps if you would emboss with the white embossing powder, like on a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock. Then you wouldn't even have to add ink to it because your color would already be there. It's just been a while since I've done this technique, so I thought I would play around with it a little bit today. Okay, I don't know. Can you see the flowers there? Okay, now we're going to take our aqua painter, and I'm going to move this out of the way so it doesn't get all over. And when you do this, you want to squeeze your ink pad real tight. And if you can't, I mean, it takes a lot of pressure. You can also use your ink refills. If you can't quite get, see, I'm wanting more than that. And of course, this morning I got plenty of ink. But since I'm live on TV here, there we go. You could also just pour a little of your ink refill right in the pot, in the lid, if you can't get that. And then the water painter has a little bit of water. I don't want a whole lot, and it doesn't take a whole lot. But I'm just going to paint around these flowers. And then it'll all show up like magic. And I'm painting a little bit outside the lines because I want those outer edges to show. And then if you want, you can kind of just take some of that ink and do some darker spots. I've kind of used it all. But just to add a little bit more something, something. Let's use it all up. I'll have to add some more for that flower. But you see how that, that embossing resisted the ink, and hence the name Emboss Resist. I'm going to try and add a little bit more ink. There we go. It doesn't take any skill at all, as you can tell. It's just going to give it kind of a watercolory look, and then when we cut it out with the dies, it'll look like that. Okay, now I'm going to take a paper towel and kind of wash that. This is Flirty Flamingo. I took the color out of the paper. There's evidently Flirty Flamingo as well as Petal Pink. And then I'm going to use some Soft Succulent. There we go. I got a lot. That one was easy to squeeze. And you'll notice I haven't sent this flyer out because it's really not available yet, that some of the colors on the paper are some of our old colors. So that makes me wonder if they're going to come back, because there was Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon. So yay, I guess. I really liked both those colors, so I'm kind of excited if they're going to come back. Or if they're just using them on this online exclusive. Okay, there's our leaves. And then if you want, what happened to my paper towel? You can just squeeze the water right out of the aqua painter and it'll clean your brush for you. Oh, here we go. I just like to keep them together so they don't get lost, and I stick them over here in my little carousel. All right, if you want, you can take a paper towel and just kind of wipe the excess ink off of that white part, and it'll come right off and make it a little bit more because it doesn't really absorb into that embossed part. Okay, see how simple that was? Now, I'm going to use the dies. They're still a little wet. I'm going to dry them just a minute. This might be really pretty if you did it on some of our white shimmer paper. I just thought of that. Some of that shimmer might show through. And our white shimmer paper is excellent to use on watercoloring. I'm going to just tag these down real quick so they don't slip on me in the machine with some old washi tape. This is the hardest thing for me to do, is to figure out where these dies go. But look at that, I found it right away. Sherry, they sent the wrong dies. She ordered the bundle and they sent the wrong dies. Sherry is a demonstrator, and even though customers cannot get this bundle until the 1st of March, if you are a demonstrator, it is a perk of demonstrators to be able to pre-order this stuff. So if you've ever thought about joining Stampin' Up, you could get this bundle as part of your starter kit right now. As well, I'm going to put this huge machine under the camera. That's real lovely. I think it would all fit under the mini, but not all at once, and I like to just do one time through here. Right now, if you join Stampin' Up, you get $175 worth of product for $99 and free shipping. If you would like a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it is $175 worth of product for $129, and then you get that product plus the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It's a really good time to join Stampin' Up. If you've ever thought of it for the discount or however. All right, now we're going to attach all of this fun stuff. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals, and I'm going to put my small one. I think I'm just going to put one dimensional on there because you know what? I kind of like that dimension, you know, it curling up like that. And then there's my large one. I like how these flowers turned out much better than these. I think I had more ink going on here. And then I'm just going to add a little multi-purpose liquid glue to the base of these leaves and just tuck them under there and kind of leave them flopping around. All right, and then I added a little bow with some baker's twine. I'm not sure it was really necessary. I think I'm going to make this one without the bow. I kind of don't like the bow now that I'm looking at it. You guys vote. Do you like the bow? Hi, Kay. It's a wonderful set to get. It'll be available March 1st. I'm going to use the loose frosted dots that are part of the suite. Now, when you order the suite, and like I said, this will be available to everyone on March 1st. For $74.50, you get all of this. You get the stamps, the dies, the paper, and the frosted dots. So I got the whole thing because I love how it all looks together. Kay doesn't think I need the bow. I don't think I need the bow either. I'm just going to add some of the little frosted dots. There's all different sizes here. And colors. Let me try and get a miniature one out of here. Whoops. It doesn't want to come unglued from my pick tool. There we go. Oh my gosh. These are really cute. I think the dark blue are the pretty peacock color. It's an old Stampin' Up! Color that makes me wonder if it's coming back, this dark blue. Thank you, Kay. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Carol likes the bow and Sherry likes the bow. I think it does need something, maybe a different bow. I used an old retired, I believe this is Flirty Flamingo. I wonder if a piece of linen thread would be cute there. Hold on, let's just try it. I couldn't find my linen thread. I wonder where it is. But here is something that's similar to linen thread. No, I don't think I'm going to like that. Maybe just white? I don't know. It does need something. Keep a lookout and we'll see what I add. See if I add something. Just seems like it needs something. Anyway, okay, we're going to open it up. And this lovely paper, I couldn't stand to stamp on that. So I have to find my stamp. Oh, good grief. Did I put it away? Oh, here it is. So I stamped the thank you on the inside. And there's still enough room to write your name, maybe even a little note, but I couldn't cover up that paper. You could probably even put the thank you right there, right on top of that paper. But I just didn't want to cover it up. It's too pretty. We'll see what luck I have with this because I just re-inked this morning. I'm going to stand up, kinda. Well, the re-inking didn't do much, but there we go. That's the card, corner pocket card. That's a really fun card you could just make with supplies that you have at home. Oh, white crinkly ribbon is a great idea. Okay, let me grab that. Here we go. I have just enough. Just enough. Crinkled seam binding ribbon. Oh, that was a perfect idea, Kay. I love it. Gotta add that to my list. Order some more. Now I'm going to sit here and fiddle with it. Please do not look at my fingernails. Ugh, they're so bad. There we go. Ooh, I love it. It's kind of shabby chic, right? Just a tiny little one. Okay. Let's grab a mini glue dot. Here we go. And stick that. Whoops. That was perfect. Perfect. I like it so much better than the baker's twine. There we go. Love it. Okay, that was fun. So we had a fancy fold. We did the corner pocket fold. And then we did some embossed resist and used some new product that will be available March 1st. So thank you guys for joining me today. For the Kansas City folks, thanks for skipping the parade or watching the parade and me at the same time. And thanks, Kay, for that lovely tip. That was great. I love it. It just was the right touch. All right, you guys, I will be back Monday for Make It Monday. You have a great rest of your day and a weekend, and we will talk soon. Happy stamping.